Welcome. We are about to go on a wild journey across, well, pretty much every scale you can imagine. We're going to start with a single gene that can literally rewrite an animal's behavior. And we're going to end up looking at a mysterious object from another star system that's got scientists scratching their heads. So let's kick things off with a simple question. Now, I know that sounds a little poetic, right? But believe it or not, scientists just found a very literal, very biological answer. And it all starts not with music, but with a single gene, at the smallest scale we can possibly imagine. So we're diving right in at the level of the genetic code itself. This is where tiny, tiny changes can have absolutely massive consequences for how living things think, act, and even fall in love. Okay, so check this out. It all boils down to how fruit flies date. Yeah, really. You've got your common fruit fly, D. melanogaster, which woos a mate by vibrating its wings to create this little courtship song. But a close cousin, D. subobscura, does something completely different. It offers up a nuptial gift of, well, regurgitated food. Romantic, right? But here's the incredible part. Scientists figured out how to make the singing fly perform the gift-giving behavior, and they did it by tweaking just one gene. The secret is a gene called fruitless M, or Fru-M for short. It's the master switch for male courtship in both species. Now, in the gift-giving fly, this gene is also turned on in a few insulin-producing cells. So scientists thought, what if we artificially flip that switch in the sinning fly? And when they did, something amazing happened. Those cells grew brand new connections, wiring themselves directly into the brain's courtship center and creating a totally new circuit. And this really gets to the heart of it. As one of the study's authors, Yusuke Hara, points out, you don't always need huge evolutionary leaps to get a brand new complex behavior. Sometimes, all it takes is a tiny bit of genetic rewiring in cells that are already there. So, this idea of rewiring biological pathways, well, it has implications far, far beyond fruit flies. Sticking with biology for a moment, let's scale up from a fly to the human brain, where a different kind of rewiring, or maybe it's more like repairing, is showing incredible promise against a really devastating disease. We're talking about Alzheimer's. For decades, the main focus has been on these sticky clumps of protein, these amyloid beta plaques, that just gunk up the brain. Most treatments are designed to attack these plaques head-on, but a totally new approach is reframing the whole problem. So instead of trying to force drugs into the brain, this new therapy focuses on fixing the brain's own built-in cleaning system. It uses these tiny nanoparticles, not as delivery trucks, but as a microscopic repair crew. They go in, they find the damage in the blood-brain barrier, and they patch it up. That repair job brings a key protein back online. It's like reopening a blocked gate. And once that gate is open, the brain can start taking out its own trash, clearing those amyloid plaques all by itself. And the results in mice, they were just stunning. We're talking a nearly 45% drop in those amyloid plaques within hours of the first injection. Hours! Even better, the mice who had been showing signs of cognitive decline started performing just as well as healthy mice in memory tests. It's just a powerful example of fixing the whole system instead of just fighting the symptoms. All right, that drive to fix, to re-engineer, to make a system work better, it doesn't stop at the cellular level. Now we are going to scale up big time, from the world of the microscopic to the truly massive, where we're taking on engineering projects on a global scale to secure our future and explore our world. 880,000 pounds. Just try to wrap your head around that. That's the weight of a single component, basically a giant case for one of the magnets, at the heart of a fusion energy project. It's for a massive international project called ITER. You've got 35 countries all working together to build a machine that could give us clean, limitless energy by basically creating a miniature sun on Earth. I mean, this is engineering on a planetary scale. And while that incredible project is aiming to power our future, another grand-scale mission is getting ready to explore one of the last true frontiers right here on our own planet, the deep ocean. You know, these autonomous drones have been pushing the limits of ocean exploration for a while now. The first one crossed the Atlantic way back in 2009. But this planned mission for 2025, called Redwing, it's not just the next step. Look at these numbers. It is a monumental leap. It's aiming to travel more than 4 times farther than the previous record holder. And what's so cool is how it's going to do it. Redwing doesn't have an engine, not a traditional one anyway. It moves by changing its own buoyancy. It makes itself heavier to sink and then lighter to rise. This creates this graceful, sawtooth diving pattern that pushes it forward. It's basically an underwater sailboat. And for 5 years, it's going to silently follow Magellan's historic route around the world, collecting data that we've never seen before. So, from the bottom of our oceans, we now make our final and biggest jump in scale. We're lifting our eyes from our own world up to the cosmic frontier, out into the vast, mysterious universe that surrounds us. And honestly, there's no better way to make that transition than with this jaw-dropping photo and this quote from Japanese astronaut Kamiya Yui on the International Space Station. You can just feel his awe, looking down at the Milky Way and the auroras dancing over our planet. It just perfectly sets the stage for where we're headed next. So let's journey far beyond that window, about 2,600 light-years away to be specific. Astronomers spotted a star getting shredded by a black hole. Now, that's a pretty common cosmic event, but there was one huge catch. This supermassive black hole wasn't in the center of its galaxy, where they're all supposed to be. Nope, this one was just lurking way out in the galactic suburbs. And that wasn't the only surprise. As the lead researcher, Dr. Itais Farhadi, said, the event was truly extraordinary. The radio signals it was blasting out were brighter and evolved faster than anything they'd ever seen from a discovery like this. It's forcing us to rethink where these cosmic monsters can hide and how they behave. But as strange as a wandering black hole is, our final stop brings us to a mystery that's much closer to home. We're talking about a visitor from a completely different star system, an interstellar object that's passing through our neighborhood, and, well, it's breaking all the rules. Okay, just get a load of the weirdness surrounding this object, named 3I/Atlas. First, it's spitting out a nickel alloy that has no iron mixed in, something we've never seen in any comet. Second, it doesn't have a normal comet tail. And maybe the weirdest thing of all, the jet of stuff it's shooting out is pointed toward the sun, not away from it, which just completely defies the physics of how comets are supposed to work. As Harvard astrophysicist Dr. Avi Loeb puts it simply and powerfully, this was never observed for any other object. Every comet we've ever studied has nickel and iron together. This thing is a true one-of-a-kind cosmic puzzle. So think about where we've been. From a single gene rewriting a love song, to a therapy that could repair the human brain, to giant machines that will power our planet and explore its oceans, and finally to an object from another star that challenges what we know about the universe. Each one of these discoveries at every single scale is part of the same human story, a relentless, unstoppable journey into the unknown. And that really just leaves us with one final, thrilling question. From the impossibly small to the infinitely large, what incredible frontier are we going to cross next?